everyone. Welcome to Straight For You, where we're giving you straightforward dialogue with an open mind. I'm your host, Miss Black Diamond, along with my infamous host.
Oh, cut it out now. How y'all doing out there, party people? It's your main man, Trouble. Greetings and salutations.
Hey, so what's been good with you on this episode, too?
This drink for sure.
And that's what's going on.
Yeah, this drink. No, living life, and, doing adulting at its finest, I suppose.
Adulting.
Yeah, adulting at its finest.
The fun side or the not so fun side?
Look, you want my Yelp review?
Hey, Straight For You, come on now.
Ghetto, would not recommend. Go back. Turn back.
It's ghetto.
Yeah, don't grow up too fast.
It's
okay.
Like it's ghetto.
Yeah,
Adulting is ghetto.
Don't grow up too fast.
Because don't be trying to rush. Because trust and believe, this ain't what you think it is. Responsibility is a what? But at the end of the day, we still do what we gotta do. That's what real people do.
True. But moving right along. So like, how are you? Catch me up. What's going on with you?
I'm feeling great because this is episode 2.
See, now you just showing off, y'all.
Episode 2, y'all. A Straight For You, and I'm just ecstatic, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to come to you guys on your tubes, And also too, by the way, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell to keep up with us, and hit that like and leave some comments, because we really want to know what you think about today's topics and what's going on, or whatever you want to chime about. Let us know. So, how you feel on it?
I mean, hey, you heard what the lady said. Like, yeah, leave us some comments, whatever. If they like, I'm gonna ignore them. I'm just, especially if they mean. They probably gonna be like, if they.
Well, I don't blame you now. We don't want the negativity. We all about that positive life, but. Let's moving forward. So today's topic is a part 2. If you tuned in on episode 1, you'll understand where we're going. But if you don't understand, you might need to go back and look at episode 1. So
definitely need to go back and watch episode 1 if you have not.
Yes. So again, this is part 2, and we're talking about today. Today, the lack of black female support toward their significant other / partner, meaning they feel a little to absence of genuine love, protection, mental and spiritual support, and helping with financial support when needed. That moolah when needed. So now we go on towards the female lack of towards the male. How you feel about that? As a black female, because again, I only can relate to what I am, and I'm a black woman in this world, and he's a black man in this world. But not saying any other race will understand and can relate. So hey, but right now we're just in the midst of talking what we are, So, but if you are of any other race, feel free to chime in, because we want to know too what your race go through. Everybody go through something.
That's what they go through. Where we meet in the middle. I think that's definitely also where we meet in the middle, because I'm pretty sure some of this stuff it carries over to, like, I'm pretty sure a lot of this stuff is probably stuff that everybody can relate to, I'm sure.
Yeah, now, and that's what we down for, to create a bond or a union towards all. That's the goal and the purpose. At least we try.
I'm scared of this one.
Again, we're talking about the lack of black female support. So how do you feel as a black man? Do you feel us black women are not giving enough support?
So in the life that I live, I can't say that that's a thing.
Okay.
I can't say that that's a thing. And maybe that also might have to do with the individual that I am. Because like if something doesn't speak to my spirit, or if a person just is not an ideal person to be around, I'm probably not gonna, like, I'm pretty much not gonna, like, choose to, like, invest time in that particular part, or invest time into that individual. So I think for me, a lot of it is I feel like a lot of it is on me for the company that I keep, because like the women that are around are like very, very like responsible and very, very like
Independent.
yeah, very independent women, and not even so much that the women that I surround myself with are also very supportive.
Okay.
So I can't really speak to not having that support. I mean, let me not say that I can't speak to it, because I can speak to, you know, certain situations, but overall my primary is I have support from women.
So you feel like as a handsome black man you are, yeah, you know, him
Cut it out.
that you are getting what you need from the black woman, or in general from women you deal with, that you getting the love, support, because you know what that looks like and feels like due to the previous experiences of the women in your life.
Yeah, I think I can say that, especially like, you know, because like the relationship that I have with my mom, like there's nothing that I won't do for my moms. You know, any opportunity that I could do something like for my moms, like that makes me feel really, really good about myself the moment that I'm able to do anything for her. And then like even the relationship that you and I have built like over this time and so on and so forth, like because you call and check on me all the time, and hey, do you need anything, and you know, and that goes a long way with me, you know, the small things, you know what I'm saying. So like I said, in a few occasions to where I did not have that support from a woman, I removed myself from the situation, because it wasn't feeding me, you know. It
So
wasn't.
you learn to move away.
I'm learning to move away.
Okay. So I know you have possibly friends or people you have seen in your life, black men or men in general, that say something different than what you're saying. So what about those people or individuals, I should say, that say like, hey, that she a straight bitch, she don't support me, she don't do this, she don't do that, and whatever, this, that, and other. How you feel on that when they start chiming in hard? I mean, like super hard, not your average, but super hard on. Especially, I have to again address what I am culture-wise as a black woman, because over time it seems like we're not valued as much compared to other races, and it's well known. It's not even like in the dark. It's to the point that there's songs, videos, and all types of things, even direct conversation of putting a black woman down and highlighting another race.
Yeah.
So what about those guys?
You know, I think that those experiences for them, you know, there are always there's two sides to every story, or if you want to be technical, that people say three or whatever. But anyway, I feel like you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
In that particular case, for me personally, like even in situations that I have to where like don't make it, or you know, to where you don't make it, I'm still always in a place to where like I'm taking responsibility for myself to ask the questions like what is it that I didn't do before, you know, I point the finger at someone else. So I think in these particular cases with some of these men, like their perspective, I'm pretty sure is probably justified, but just as well there probably is also something else that they probably could have done in order for that to not necessarily be their perspective as well.
Yeah, so pretty much you stepped up to your accountabilities and your actions in the city.
Every day I try to practice that. Yeah, every day.
Okay, so because I know there are females that aren't easy to deal with, you know, and I know there's females that I consider raggedy. I call it raggedy, you know, and I'm not saying all, I'm saying there's some, because you know how some people want to like change up your words and what you're saying. I know what I said when I said it. So at the end of the day, it makes it hard for the genuine female to be able to move around, because then they get categorized as all.
So, and to that point, I think one of the other things is that in that particular case, the reason why some of y'all come off like that is because like y'all really are just trying to protect yourselves, because y'all don't like y'all want like nice things. Y'all want to feel protected. You know, y'all want to feel protected. Y'all want to feel like, and to feel like y'all are in a safe environment. But whenever you don't have that, like you have like it kind of puts you in this place to where you have to kind of be rough and like show your teeth at everything because, you know. So you know, I get it. I get why, like in some instances why women may struggle to try to be there, like to be available for a man in all those aspects. I can see why it could be a bit of a strain.
Well, it can reflect on what we talking about on episode 1.
Right.
Like, remember I stated the heaviness of what we carry versus what y'all carry. We see your heavy load and we understand your heavy load. We have no choice because you let it kind of be known because we get the brunt of what you experience outside the world.
Right.
So, but in terms, ours is several times over because we got to take upon your heavy load, our heavy load, the kids' heavy load.
Right. If you have
kids, you know, the outside work heavy load. It's just a bunch of heavy loads. Not justifying or taking away from your experiences or y'all experiences, but we have to be like that.
Right.
Because again, going back on episode 1, when I mentioned as far as like things changed once the man had to go to war and the woman had to stay behind in order to make income for the family.
Right.
So ever since then, it got to the point like, hey, I'm making more money and doing this all on my own. In a sense, like, so why do I need you?
Right, but society has played a major part from all the way from, you know, the economic point of view and so on and so forth, and not even so much that just like the things that we digest. And whenever I say digest, I don't mean like or your diet, and I don't mean just what you eat. Yes. It's also like what you watch and so on and so forth. But the things that, you know, that they put out on social media and on TV for us to see, like a lot of that stuff has been broadcast into the atmosphere, and people are breathing it in and like, oh, this is how it should be now. Like, you know, they're agreeing that, oh, this is how it should be, you know, and so on and so forth. So,
well, it's a sense like we have our ancestors, we have our elderly that we supposed to admire and look up to, but again, generational changes. It went from a strong household to a separate household to, all right, this is what it should be, individualized households, because the unity is not there, but we seek it. But I can't blame the new generations because if they never seen it, how they gonna experience it and go from there? So at the end of the day, can we really be hard on anybody's point of view on another individual because they, again, didn't grow up in that? So if you have a female, say for instance a young girl, and all she was in a single family household, and all she saw was her mom, her aunties, her grandma doing the damn thing by themselves, it's going to be embedded in her mind and her heart and spirit, even though she was taught that she needs a man, but she's so used to seeing the woman step into the plate more so than the man.
Like, and even to go further into that, like now, like I'm running across a situation to where women are becoming so independent to where they just want a baby. They don't want a man. And they don't want the man. They just want the baby. Because
it seems like, it feels like, I'm just be straight for you, straight up, like you having a grown ass child. Because again, so why go through the headaches and the pain and frustration when I can just put all my nurture in the little one that I created, versus trying to reteach a grown person how to love and understand and be there for me as the person they should be. I mean, because that's what that person expects from me.
I get it.
So how does that make it fair that I have to be like, okay, the decision maker, okay, the financial, okay, I gotta cook, okay, I gotta clean, okay, I gotta nurture you, I gotta nurture them, but I ain't getting nothing barely in return. So in the back of their mind, I'm kind of trying to assume that, like, what I need you for. And it can go the same way for a guy per se, like, hey, what I need, if I gotta spend all this money and do all this, why I need you? You need me to take care of your kids. You need me to, help out in certain things. Not saying that men can't do it. That's not what I'm saying. It's that who created you? Yeah. Who created you? Yeah. I don't see no man popping out no babies. if that's the case, this is gonna be a unique world. When that happens, it's gonna be a hella unique world. Like when the man pops out a baby, the womb is life. So why are you mistreating the womb?
Touche. All right. I mean, like I said, in this particular case, like for as far as me not having the support, I can't primarily say that's something that I don't have, because like I know offhand like 3 women I could call right now and be like, hey, I need, and they gonna be like, what you need?
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I think in that particular case, from a man's perspective, it's about making, I guess, proper choices, and if that makes any sense. It's about making
a whole lot of sense, because again, reflecting on your choices. Again, there are raggedy females out here in this world.
Yeah.
So per choice, you tend to kind of go to the same raggedy ass females, and then when you come across a real one, you want to treat her raggedy. How make that make sense?
So, I'll try to make this quick. Like I had a situation to where, I went to this house party, and young lady was talking about her relationship. You know, she was dating this guy who was in prison and stuff, and he ended up like putting his hands on her. So I kind of like that's unfortunate. I was like, I don't do that. I was like, I don't. I was like, I don't do that. I don't. I was like, that's not my primary. Like, or that's not even in my secondary. That's not even in my nature. Put my hands on women. Well, as the night went on, like somebody said something jokingly, and like I stood up, and she was like, no, I'll uppercut you, and I was like, hi, and she was like, and she,
like, wait a minute,
right? No, I was laughing because I'm thinking she was joking, and then she was like, no, I'm serious, I'll uppercut you, but I'm like, I'm like, wait a minute, you was over here crying and upset about this guy, your boyfriend that put his hands on you or whatever, but. But now that I don't hit women, so you willing to put yourself in that space to hit me,
and that's the raggediness I'm talking about. Right. You finally get it can go both ways. Right. For a female to finally get a gentleman to actually respect her and treat her the way she should be treated. She's so stuck on these raggedy ass dudes that she can't see a real one. So it goes both ways. I'm not biased on anything I'm saying, because again, at the end of the day, I stated on episode 1 the support from a black male. Right. Again, you give what you take, and you take what you give. That's the way it is. Right. So for her, I'm like, okay, you just went into this violin session. Right, exactly. About the lacking in love and support and the things you need from a black man or whoever type of man. And then when you get one that say, hey, what's good with you and this, that, and other, you want to fight? And I'm like, what? And the other crazy part about it was, like, whenever she was telling the story, she was like, I have to be mindful because I have a son. She was like, I have a son, and I know he's watching me. So, like, the stuff that I'm doing. He's watching you disrespect a black man that's respecting you. Yeah, he's watching a black man disrespect you. You know what I'm saying? You got this guy, around your children, and he's disrespecting you, and your son is seeing that. But they missing the whole point. You came correct to her in a gentleman way. Right. So how is that signs of disrespect towards the view of her son? I guess she's trying to protect her son. I guess she's trying to teach him to respect women and not just that. Don't take no crap from nobody. Yeah, that's true. But I'm like, how you gonna how you gonna have that perspective? Well, not even how, but you have this perspective of I have to be more responsible about because I have a son, but you still fooling with this guy, and your son is seeing this. Your son is seeing this. Light. You know what I'm saying? So like, but like, so you got part of the formula. Like you got part of the formula. Like you need to come up with the rest of this now. But the fact of you saw, like, I felt like, and it might not even be true, but I felt like she saw me as not hitting a woman as kind of like, oh, maybe like there's some weakness there or whatever. The fact that
you were willing to be like, oh, now I'll hit you because you don't hit women, and
But
she specifically said it.
that's
So I'm
kinda
like,
crazy because at
right,
the end of
that's
the
backwards.
day, that goes to show what kind of, I ain't gonna say household because
Straight
maybe
red flags.
she was in a, or whoever was in a great household,
Mm-hmm.
but the environment changed the dynamics
Mm-hmm.
of the thoughts, because at the end of the day, you know, you want respect, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in order to have respect, you have to give some respect
Absolutely.
back. So again, I get the concept of her wanting to, like, hey, I want to be a great example. I don't want my son to be like some of these people I've seen out on the streets. I get that. But again, you still got to teach your son to get respect from a strong woman,
Mm-hmm.
not a disrespectful woman. So,
So with that, I think one of the other things is that it seems like people can always see more of you than what you can see of yourself, you know, because you're
that's
right there
true.
in the fray. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think in this particular case, she couldn't see herself. She could,
Of course
she, you know,
not.
she couldn't see herself to see like, damn, I was just talking about a guy putting his hands on me, and then this other guy who says he don't hit women. Like I just said that I would like assault him. I just said that I would assault
but
him.
again, that's taking the time, like I mentioned on the first one, to actually meditate and try to get to know yourself. I'm not gonna lie, quarantine gave me no choice but to learn myself, because it made me sit my ass down. And at the end of the day, I had to learn, like, dang, I cater to a lot of people, but get minimum in return. And I'm not saying that that's their job, but at the end of the day, I was lacking care for myself, and that's a big thing, you know, because if you can't take care of yourself, how you gonna take care of others? So I had to really sit on that, and I was going through a lot, and like I said, I look at it now like the universe doesn't make any mistakes, whether it's good or bad.
Come on, man.
You have to learn some type of lesson from it. So if you're not willing to learn, how you gonna grow? So I'm like, hey, April, it's Black Diamond. Now you know my name. What are you doing? You doing too much, and you the one going crazy in the process of doing it. And they're fine.
Right.
So let's try to reel some of this back. Reel it back, reel it in, and not do as much, and see how people react to you not doing as much.
So how did that work? How did that work for you?
It was some surprising results, because it opened my eyes, but I couldn't get mad. I was upset and disappointed, but I wasn't mad because it was in my face all along.
So that was an awakening for you to put yourself in a place to take responsibility for yourself.
And that's what
okay.
a majority, that's the example of what I was trying to get to. Like, hey, you have to step back and look at what you're doing.
Right.
You have to step back and look at what
Absolutely.
you're doing before you criticize what somebody else is doing.
Absolutely.
And as a black man, again, why do you feel like black women are not giving you enough support when who do you call on when stuff hit the fan? Who do you call?
So, I think in some cases, to say those things about women, I think that some of those are legit or whatever, but far and few between. I don't think that that's always accurate, honestly.
But they're making it a majority
Yeah,
instead of a minority.
absolutely.
Again, there are raggedy people in this world, both ends. But how dare you, in a sense, make a whole majority of black females seem raggedy when it's not the case? No, it's whatever you got in your current environment, surroundings that you're choosing to be around. And again, who's to say what kind of things they went through? Because women get raped, women go through a whole lot compared to men. Not saying that men don't go through things again,
Right.
but again, we have to endure a whole lot of negativity and get less positivity. And I'm like, why can't it be flipped?
And so, so to that point, in the few occasions to where men actually don't feel like they have the support or whatever, or like however you, in certain cases, I can say that I understand when certain women are just out for themselves.
Yes.
Especially, if there's been a situation where they've been burned several times. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see why that they would be the way that they are. But just as well, like I'm gonna be like, hey, look, let me stay out your way because, like, like that's not my cup of tea. So let me stay out your way, like you.
So you feel like that might be an issue that a lot of black men feel that way. Let me stay out of her way instead of receiving or trying to give more nourishment within our community as a whole.
What?
Because we quick to push away. So
I think in that particular case, it just like men or whatever. Yeah, I got stuff. Anyway, just like men, as I've said, men can do better. Like it's a situation to where I think I feel the same way about women. There are certain things I feel like there are certain things that like women can do is just as well as men, but it definitely takes.
But that's what I want to tap into as a black man.
Mm-hmm.
Again, black females. Lack of support,
okay.
Lack of whatever you may feel we're lacking. What are you feeling we're lacking that you're not getting enough of?
I think if I had to put my honest thoughts out there from what I've experienced, it's been communication.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been communication, especially with trying to develop a significant other relationship. Not necessarily so much in other like aspects of my life, but whenever it comes to trying to like have a significant other, communication has always been an issue, or been like one of the bigger issues for me. Because like surprisingly enough, like I'm actually the individual. I don't mind having the conversation. I don't mind having the difficult conversations. However, I'm not going to have the difficult conversations if you're raising your voice, or if you're trying to belittle and or degrade me, or trying to destroy me whenever you're upset. Then I'm not going to have the conversation. But
no, I was going to say that's kind of like what you said on this first episode.
Right. Yeah. So in this particular case, for like relationship sake, like as far as like trying to have a significant other, communication has been a big issue for me.
Yeah.
And I think that would be the place to where I feel like I didn't have the support, because like me trying to open up and be vulnerable either was perceived as being overly emotional, or it just wasn't received. It fell on deaf ears. And I'm like, here I am, like going the extra mile to try to open up and let you know what's going on with me, and you don't want it. And it might be going back to what we talked about in the first episode is that might be uncomfortable. That might be uncharted or uncomfortable territory for them to have a man that's willing to be vulnerable like that.
Yeah,
so
because they're not used to it. Because of what's been trained throughout the years that
what they've been programmed and or conditioned to. Yeah.
But it's kind of funny. We train them to be this way young and want to deprogram when they get old. But so we can move forward. You know what time it is?
It's a what it's a what?
It's time for the Straight For You Outside Perspective. Mm-hmm. This is where Straight For You asks one female and one male their perspective on this particular topic today. So yes, I'm gonna let you pick. You want to go with the female or the male?
Ooh, let's hear what the man has to say.
I'm gonna switch some things.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
I'm scared.
The Straight For You male today is Andre Dorsey.
Oh, shouts out to my boy Dre again. Okay.
And the reason why I kept the same people is because it's the same topic.
Okay.
Pretty much switched.
Well, let's hear what he had to say.
He stated, kind of similar to the first episode. Some women only want support from their partner when it's only beneficial to them. Meaning, going back to the it needs to be established in the beginning of life, because if they never experienced it, it can never happen. Do I need to read it again? Are you good to go?
I think I'm good to go.
Okay, so he pretty much saying, hey, some women only want support when it's beneficial.
I look, and I've seen that, like I'm a firm believer that there's truth in humor.
Yeah.
So like, you know, when I've seen women make these posts of what men flirt with me on every app except for Cash App, and I'm like,
touche.
Like, what does money have to do with like getting to know you?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and like that's kind of become a real thing now, like in society. Like women be like, I ran across women that be wanting to know like how deep your pockets are. You know what I'm saying? Before
your status?
Yeah, what your status is before they even give you the time of day. You could be like, you could be a good guy. You could be the guy that will be supportive and all that. But if your pockets ain't deep enough for her, she ain't even like gonna get you. She not even gonna give you time of day.
So does that put a lot of pressure on you guys and also frustrate you guys to react the way you act?
Absolutely. So because now it puts, I can say for me personally, it puts me in a state of caution, because like now I'm like, are you just going out on a date with me just to get a free meal? Like, are you really not genuinely interested in me? You know what I'm saying? Because like, I'm 34, like I'm single and I'm 34, and I'm like, I'm not about wasting anybody's time now.
Come on now.
Like, you know,
especially nowadays,
right?
COVID days,
right. I'm not about wasting anybody's time or playing with anybody's emotions or whatever. So, but if you're looking for a free meal, like, that's cool. Go be cute. Go be cute over there, because like I'm not your guy.
Ones.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's kind of like a flip of the coin. It seems like now I can't say one type of gender does things.
Right.
You know, back in the day, you could just say, "Oh, that's a male thing or a female thing or a child thing." It's so like confused nowadays. I'm like, you know, it's they thing. It's an individual thing, because now you got men wanting free meals too. You know, and you still got the women that's considered the gold diggers. I guess the men, the gigolos?
Look, I don't look. I really couldn't even tell you. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you. But so, but to answer your question, yeah, it puts me in a state of caution to where I'm like, what are your real intentions? Like, why are you really here?
Yeah, and I can't blame you on that. Like on some real stuff, I can't blame you on that feeling, because I will feel that way as an individual, whether I am a female, whether I be a man. I'll be like, dang, all you see me is money. You just see me as a money sign. That's it. What about what you claim? I'm doing devil's advocate. What you claim, you say you want love, you want protection, you want understanding, you want this. What if my pockets is minimum, but I'm heading towards a higher purpose?
Right.
So why are you putting me down for not being on the so-called level that you want me to be? And also too, you're not even on that level.
Man, come on now.
How you gonna dictate my pockets when your pockets is thin?
And
that's my man in me sometimes. I have my little dude sometimes. I gotta give him a name. Maybe y'all can hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and that like button in the comments. Give my dude a name, okay? And he will come out one day. Just just on air, because I'm about that female life all the time, but on here I bring the dude out like, yeah. So what happened was that little beat. Go ahead.
Wow, that escalated quickly. That escalated real quick.
I'm just saying, at least I'm able to kind of put myself in another person's shoes and understanding, because that helps with my growth.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
So let's get into this other one.
Well, before we get into other one, we're gonna do what? Give a Straight For You sponsor highlight at this moment in time. So see you soon. Welcome back to Straight For You, where we're giving you straightforward dialogue with an open mind. This is the second part of what we were discussing earlier.
Episode number 2. Come on now, making you wait.
Number 2, you know.
Again, folks, if you ain't watched episode 1, just so you know, this is Black Diamond. This is brand new to her. So you know what I'm saying. Like, we're gonna keep this thing rolling for y'all. You know what I'm saying. Like, she's new to the podcast world and is killing the game already. So like, please send some love in the comments and so on and so forth.
I'm all about that positive life. Y'all gonna get to know that. But the topic for today is the lack of black female support toward their significant other or partner. Meaning the feeling of little to absence of genuine love, protection, mental or spiritual support, or even financial support. You know, can you help me out a little bit? I'll help you. Well, some of them ain't like that, you know. It's all about me, but I'm not that person. But anyway, that's what the topic is about, you know, the lack of black female support. So you mentioned before we went on a little sponsor break to go ahead and give the female.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Again, due to the fact that this is a continuation, I just asked the same male and the same female the same question, but flipped it.
Oh boy, this should be interesting.
So this female wants to remain anonymous.
Oh, she wrote a paragraph too. Oh gosh.
You know, which is all good. You know, we don't always have to put out who we are. That's the thing. Everybody want to do that. But anyway,
this is gonna be a mouthful.
So they stated we automatically deem they, meaning guys, supposed to be the strong person. So we automatically feel that we don't need to dig deep enough into the issues and problems that bother them. Should I read it again, or are you good? Break it down. Rewind.
Yeah, go ahead.
But anyway, back to what Miss Anonymous said. We automatically deem them, meaning the guys, supposed to be the strong person. So we automatically feel that we, as females, don't need to dig deep enough into the issues and problems that bother them, meaning guys.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
we good.
I think one of the biggest things is a lot of us have a different definition of what strong means.
Touche. Break it. Now you break it down.
So one of the exes, that was her motto. She was like, I'm a strong woman, and I'm like, but
what makes you strong?
Right.
Like it was really strong.
It would be like that. It would be like, but what is your definition of strong? Because like I don't necessarily view that as strong. I view what you call strong as problematic, or as like I label that as something else. But
okay.
I guess you've been conditioned to believe that that the things
that
you do
overall strong.
Right. That strong just means like that. Like,
but that's a lie.
Right. So
because nobody's overall strong.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay.
So in this particular case, like your definition of strong versus my definition of strong are two different things. So like. That's the first thing where we have a misunderstanding, because the things that you're trying to tell me, that you're trying to tell me that you this and that, I don't see that. Like I don't see that. No, I don't feel that, and I don't believe that coming from you, because your actions are, your mouth is saying one thing, but your actions are saying something else. So whenever I see it from my perspective and I identify it, I don't identify that or recognize that as being strong.
Okay.
So.
She should have said, I have some strengths in my life.
That probably would have been
Instead
a bit more
accurate. Instead of saying I'm strong, say I definitely have some strengths in my life that I am able to take care of on my own.
Right.
But again, step up to the plate of who you are and meditate on who you are.
Right.
I still have some lackings because everybody got baggage.
Right.
That's what they say, and that's how they feel.
And that was the thing. That was just kind of the outlet. I'm a strong woman, so like you just have to deal, instead of being like, let's work on this together. And in this particular instance, that's where I felt like that also is an instance to where I didn't feel like I had the support that I needed. You know what I'm saying? Because like you so stuck on being what I deemed as prideful instead of being strong or whatever. You so set on being that you can't see the forest for the trees, and you can't even be there for me whenever I'm trying to open up to you, because you also conceive what I think is strength as me not being man enough. You know what I'm saying? So
can you think, like, I'm gonna put a little twist on it.
okay, what you got?
Okay, do you think society has built that in us to be considered strong? Because strong is just like lifting me, like, hey, but I can show my strengths on certain things I do. But yet, to deem myself completely strong is a lie, because I fall short, I fall weak, I cry, I hurt, I have feelings, I have emotions, I have all these things, and within those emotions, you do have weakness.
Yeah, absolutely.
So society, you got to be a strong man, you got to be a strong woman, make your children strong, you know. Right. Do you think they were programmed, a sense of programming, like, hey, this is what I got to be, so this is what I am?
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. You know, like, you can only, like, it's like in school, like, you're told to concentrate, you're not taught how to concentrate.
Yes.
So and it's the same thing in this particular case. Like, I feel like, you know, especially like in my thing, like, I was told not to cry. I wasn't, like, you know, I wasn't taught that, like, you can still, like, you know, that
you
know,
can cry, but cry about something that actually really truly means something.
Yeah,
like,
I wasn't taught that. I was just told.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So in this particular case, like, maybe what she was told versus what she was taught were, you know, two completely different things, or maybe they were the same thing. It didn't speak to me. Yeah. You know, it didn't speak to me, and right, and
different household.
And I didn't, and apparently, you know, the things that I deemed necessary or whatever didn't speak to her. So I mean, you know, which goes back to the whole thing of, I'm conscious about the company that I keep. You know, so and so you know, whenever I don't have that support, you know, if there's a situation to where I don't have that support, like, you probably not gonna be around. Like, you know, you just probably not gonna be around. Yeah. Like, and that's one of the things that I've had to learn to do for myself, because whenever I'm in a relationship, like, I'm invested, even whenever it's like, even whenever it's rough, and I've done that to the point to where it was almost to where it was bad, like to where, you know, to where it got bad, and like, I was a person like, hey, you should have been left, like, you should have been left. Yeah. You know, but you know,
and I've been there. Right. And I've had some good relationships. It just didn't work out. You know, if some things happen that y'all see common ground, but it's just the chemistry is not there. Right. And that's fine, but that's when the communication kicks in and the understanding kicks in that, hey, we might not make it work, but yet we understand each other to still be friends and cordial with each other.
And you still are in a place to where you still giving that support, even though it's not necessarily in the same standing or whatever. You still in a place to where you're still giving this support.
Because I still want the individual to know I still got your back. Right. You know, there's no, like, bad blood, but you do. Some people you just gonna have to cut off, like, cut the umbilical cord. Like, hey, you are too toxic, too damaging, but. Again, you have to internally figure that out with yourself. Like, hey, this person is really fucked up for me. You know?
So, I want to ask you, in this particular case, like,
and I want to answer you. Go ahead.
So, in this thing, in the question about women not being supportive, like, what, like, have you had any experiences like that with you from another woman? Like you?
Yes, I've had raggedy friends. Yeah. So-called friends. You know, female friends. That you know.
What was your perspective? Like, what is your perspective on it then?
During the situation where I was there constantly, they got used to it. Used to me calling, used to me doing, used to me like, "Are you okay?" Because I felt like they didn't receive enough love. That's how I felt. So let me be the example of love. So then I started getting drained. I give you a great example. One particular female. And I ain't gonna call her raggedy. She was just hurt. You know, this particular female was hurt several times over in her life by women and men. See, what happened was I had to go through 2 deaths
Sheesh.
And some other things personally in my life that it caused enough stress that I had to go to the hospital.
Oh wow.
Now, this person was used to me talking and calling every day, and this particular time I didn't. I was depressed.
Right.
You
Trying
know,
to take care of yourself.
I was depressed, and my depression got so deep that I ended up having to go to the hospital and get some. They actually had to give me medicine
Oh wow.
to get my body right, because that's another topic within life, taking care of yourself. But anyway, so they didn't hear from me, so all of a sudden I was all types of bitches and all types of things out their mouth. But the reason why they acted that way is because they put me in a category of somebody else.
Okay.
Not seeing all that I've done, all that I was there for, and good or bad.
Okay.
They just felt like I just ignored them, and then find out the reason why I wasn't picking up the phone.
Wow.
So by the time they got all their little stuff and said what they said, they had to find out through somebody else what happened to me. And then they wanted to be apologetic and wanted to come back and do this, that, and the other. Back then, this type of diamond that's current, that gives you understanding, didn't care then. Like, you did me dirty.
Right.
Okay, let me cut you out. I ain't got time for it. I went through 2 deaths in the same month. Same.
So you weren't even in the proper headspace to be able to support anybody. You were the one that needed the support.
And I was alone during that time with a little one. So yes, and that's an example of what I received. I got some more, but we ain't gonna keep going with the show with different examples.
Right.
That's a strong example in my life. One of them that, hey, you didn't look out for me as a black female. You supposed to be like my sister.
Right.
You didn't even find out what was wrong with me, and you reacted because you experienced certain things in your life. And then she told me, like, hey, it's because of this, but I'm not that. I gave you examples. I'm not that person. So why are you making me? And that's another thing I hate.
Oh.
Don't compare me with somebody else. We may have similarities, slight similarities,
But
even
I'm
a bit
still
more.
my own individual.
Yes, maybe a bit more of similarities. But at the end of the day, I was born out of a different poom than that person. Okay, I was born out of a different one. Okay, I was not in that poom. I was not in that nowhere in that area. Okay, don't do me. And that's with men or women. Don't do me. Because that's the problem. We so quick to be like, hey. And when I do it back to you, don't be in your feelings. When you be like, oh, you act like such and such. Oh, so you do too. You act like my, oh, this, that, and the other. And I hate when they bring up their name. Like, why are you not with them in the first place? So why are you going to bring up their name and put it on my name?
Oof.
That's another topic. We'll get to that. You saw I got passionate about that. My man, let me.
You was here for that. Yeah, you good? You good?
Hold on, wait a minute.
You good? You okay? You okay? You got it?
Woosah,
Yeah?
on the Woosah, okay?
Just okay.
All this fugazi stuff out here in these streets.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's me being an angry black female.
No.
That's me.
No.
That's the definition of an angry black female that y'all want to give.
Now you just being petty.
Oh, I did an angry black role.
Now you.
But you see what I mean, though.
And I get it. I do.
You gave your example. You asked for mine.
Right, and I did. So like I just, it's really it's a bit difficult because regardless of whatever it is that like I point out about not having the support from women, it's still also another fact of something that I feel like as a man that I could have done. You know what I'm saying? On the opposite end, in order to better help cultivate the situation to get what I needed.
Well, I like that you step up to the plate. That's what I call it. You don't mind stepping up to the plate.
Right.
I don't mind stepping up to the plate. I'm the type of person, if I'm confused about something, I seek advice. You heard me call you several sometimes.
Absolutely.
And I call people that I genuinely care and value their opinions, I call for advice from the right ones. You hear me? Don't be calling from advice from these people that's going through all these chaos and fucking confusion and thinking that they're gonna give you something that is nourishing.
Oh.
When they toxic, they giving you dirty water, and you got other people that can give you clean water.
What Miss Stacy say? Dirty dishwater.
Earlier, I'm sorry.
What you say? Dirty dishwater.
Yeah,
dirty dishwater.
Side joke, but at the end of the day, bottom line, we just gonna have to like figure out this communication game, because it's one of the key things I keep hearing from a variety of people, the lack of communication, whether it's from a man perspective or a female perspective. So how can we build a strong connective bridge towards that? So
I know we ain't got much time left, but I want to ask this real quick, and I hope that you can give me like a rapid fire answer or a quick answer. What would be some sort of recommendations that you would make for other women out there, I guess, to try to, from the things that you might know that possibly might work? What would be like a thing that you would recommend or suggest for women to help them be better supportive towards men, if you could say something?
And I feel like we need to, number one, as black females, recognize who we are. We came from a strong legacy, and somewhere along the lines it was erased, and we're trying to put the pieces back.
Okay.
So we have to come together and have a strong, like, really community. Stop trying to step on each other. Like you seen them pictures and you seen them quotes. Help your sister's crown. If it's tilted, put it back. If it falls, pick it up, put it back. That's it. Try to uplift more than destroy. We are quick to destroy each other more than anything else. We will tear each other apart and then smile in each other's face. So that's the only thing. And for the ones that you see are genuine and positive, bring them to the forefront, because they can help the new generations be. They are the examples of what you want your new generations to be. Because don't forget, you're going to be old one day. And all this raggedness you teaching these new generations, they're going to have to take care of you. And you think they're going to take care of you right? That's all I'm saying.
Court is incest. You need one of them gavels. You should have just been like,
I'm just saying.
Come on now.
Because at the end of the day, they forget that. We so caught up in a moment of youth that we forget we're going to get old. And then we think this stuff is cute, teaching our young people all this other stuff. They the ones that's supposed to take care of us. That's if, keyword if, they take care of us.
You make it that far. Anyway, so
that part.
So what else you got before we get out of here?
Because we got a little bit about to close it up. So now we're gonna give a straight for you acknowledgement.
Okay, what you got? Let's hear this.
Yes. You see this beautiful style right here?
Oh.
You see it. Tony Baker, you see it in my Tony Baker voice. But it's by Cindy Page. She's the owner of Twisted Lock Bar. And for the styles of my hair, she got all types of styles, honey. She does the daggone
all your
thing.
lock needs.
Yes. And her website is twistedlockbar.com. You can easily go to her site and see what all she has to offer. She also has a Facebook page, which is Cynthia Page. Ain't that kind of funny, Cynthia Page? Get it? But anyway,
wait,
I don't know which one.
I was gonna say it's on here somewhere.
This is the beginning. We'll figure it out. But at the end of the day, she's a great hairstylist. So make sure you check her out. And also, too, the second person I want to shout out is also our sponsor. That video that you saw in between is Stacy Cannon. Hey! Gotta give it up for the sponsors,
Come on now.
The owner of Rise and Rough Productions, LLC. And she also, guess what? Has a featured book out called Cloaked, Power of the Hidden.
One more time. It's called what now?
Cloaked, Power of the Hidden. And it's featured on Amazon. as of current. And what kind of type of book is it? Is the ebook?
Yeah.
Yes, it's the ebook.
The ebook
and
for the actual
paper,
physical copy, right?
And it's the paperback will come later. We'll keep you posted, you know, and go to my my website. I never mentioned my website.
Well, now's a good time to do it. Second episode. Look, come on up. Now's a good time to do it.
I also have a website, y'all. It's a1perfectentertain.com. You can check out on me on that. You also can go on my Facebook account. Well, not my Facebook. Well, yeah, my Facebook account, which is Straight For You Podcast. Make sure you follow. And also go to my Instagram. That's Ms. MZ _ Black Diamond. And you can check me out there.
Oh.
And I'm gonna have you say yours, but I really want y'all to check out that Cloaked Power of the Hitting on Amazon.
Absolutely.
And make sure you go to her website. It's www.risenruff.com, and that's RSENRUFF.com. Again, it's RUSENRUFF.com. And let's put your platforms out. Come on now, sir.
So look, y'all. I'm everywhere you want to be. Like, you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on the Book of Face, and you can find me here. The Book of Face. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all of it. And you can find me here. You know what I'm saying? So look.
Yes.
I'm not hard to find. If you're looking, you most likely gonna see me. Okay.
I'm slightly difficult because I'm trying. I don't want everybody to find me.
With social media, Trouble on Air for Instagram and for Facebook. So yeah,
that's coming out soon, honey. Because you got to make sure you see Trouble. It's gonna be. He gonna be doing the damn thing. He is very knowledgeable and. You see a hot mess sometimes, but in a great way.
Tiny bit.
In a great way. You know, that's why he my co-host. That's why we do what we do. We shine together to make it happen. But anyway, so coming to the conclusion, we always give a Straight For You positive quote. Okay? Because we want y'all to have that positive mind towards the end.
Absolutely.
All right. This is an anonymous person's quote. It says, relationships need love, but they don't stay alive on love alone. Should I read it again? One more time. It says relationships need love, but they don't stay alive on love alone.
Ooh. Feel the pressure.
And that's facts right there. You know, you need more than just love to get through a whole partnership or othership or whatever you want to do, even friendships. So that's all I'm saying. You know, we love strong, but at the end of the day, it takes more than that love to keep it going.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So in conclusion, I thank all of you guys for watching this show. Again, make sure you hit that subscribe button, the notification bell to keep up with all our up and coming shows. Hit that like button. Erase the thumb down. Don't even go there. And make sure you leave some comments because we really want to know what your thoughts are about this show, as well as possibilities of what you want to talk about on next episode. You know, because why not include the viewers in what we doing? Because we all about that Straight For You.
Absolutely.
That's why it's named Straight For You. But until then, I want y'all to have a wonderful day and stay positive. And we'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.